Hi, and welcome back to section 3. Now we're going to talk about movers and shakers and what makes them different from the rest of us. And here's a little hint. You can be a mover and a shaker. It's all up here. So, we all know those movers and those shakers, those people that come up with new ideas, come up with innovation, different business concepts, etc. And they just keep driving and they seem to just win every single time. I've known many of them in the high technology field. And I can tell you that they are different. They're wired differently from many of the rest of us. Somehow they missed out on the 30 to 1 I can't programming because they are wired with a can do and a whole focus programming that is unique. And we're going to talk today about how to get that programming. So first, let's talk about what's different about the movers and the shakers. First of all, they focus. They are laser focused, all right? And they keep that laser focus. They're almost obsessive with it. But they focus on what they want. They focus on the new concept and what they're going to drive, and they will not take no for an answer. They will not have anybody slow them down. They focus on what they want, focus on what they want. I'm going to build this business. I'm going to build an Apple computer. I'm going to build web objects and create the best darn iTunes and everything else, the best darn interface. That was Steve Jobs. He was always focused on what he was going to do next in his future, and no matter what people said to him, he ignored them, and he just kept going. Now, the other thing that they do differently is they do not even think about failing. Not one mover and shaker I've known has ever even thought about or allowed people to talk about, well, what if we fail? They don't put that into their program. All they focus on is what they want and how they're going to get it. And when people show up and tell them, well, this won't work or that won't work or you can't do that, they shake it off and ignore it, or in some cases they get pretty pissed off and throw those people away. But they don't listen. They focus on what they want, all right? And that's what it takes to be a mover and shaker in your life, in your career, in anything you do. It's the focus, right? It's where you're programming your unconscious mind's attention, all right? So, how can you start to be a mover and a shaker? Well, we're going to do another little exercise, and we're going to leverage what you learned about your power place, all right? So remember when I mentioned that you can have power places for different scenarios in your life? Well, we're going to create a mover and shaker power place. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to think back to a time, and it could be in your personal life, it could be in your professional life, it could be in your dreams. Make up a time if you don't have one. When you were a mover and a shaker, when you did something that was really cool, you made it happen, and nothing got in your way. I don't care what the scenario is, just remember that time. And if you don't have a time like that, make up one. Come up with a beautiful scenario where you have created this dream business or lifestyle or whatever, and you have made it happen and you've been a mover and shaker. All right? Now, create that picture or that movie, whatever it is, and now step into it and now make it real. Look around you 360 degrees, see the colors, make the colors brighter, see all the details that are in that image of you see yourself being a mover and a shaker. Go through the image, go through all of the colors and the details, listen to the sounds, listen to your voice as it moves and shakes and tells people that you're going to win and announce that you've won. Feel the feeling. That confidence, that power, feel it rise up inside you and spread so that it fills that image or movie, right? Go there and go there and go there again and play that movie to your unconscious mind. And as you do, say, this is me, this is me, this is me. Now at the same time, take some mornings and in your I am writing, write about that moment when you're a mover and a shaker. I am a mover, I am a shaker, I am unstoppable, I am capable of anything, I am changing blah, 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 I am creating blah, 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 whatever. Fill that and get your mind to the point that you're proficient at bringing that up, all right? And feel that mover and shaker, and notice how, as the days go by, that mover and shaker power place gets stronger and stronger because your unconscious mind is starting to accept it as who you really are. Now, I know we're doing some repetitive kind of exercises here on different angles of the exercise, and here's why. I need you to become really, really proficient at communicating with your unconscious mind. And once again, the way you do that is through vision, sight, the pictures and images and colors and brightness and clearness or whatever, the sound, the volume, whether it's tinny or brassy or quiet or loud, the sound and the feelings. What do you feel inside your body? Where is it? How do you expand it to go out? Is there something you need to touch in that image and grasp and conquer, right? I need you to get really good at creating those images or movies and calling them up, because in lesson 6 and 7, we're going to use those to create and define your future. So anyway, for now, practice your mover and shaker place, all right? And I'll be back to you next with the next lesson.